Hi guys, and welcome to Burton Caravan Centre. My name is Henry and today I'm going through your Challenger 480. So starting off at the front, you've got your hitch head just here with black lever. You have to have your black lever up whilst you're pushing down your jockey wheel to get it onto the tow bar, and then it will shoot down and expose a green ring. Handbrake just here, jockey wheels just here, move it left to right. And then you do have 13-pin electric, so if it is a case that you've got 7-pin on your car, you'll have to buy yourself an adapter. So we're using our test equipment today. We've got a gas bottle. It's a propane gas bottle. Now you can use butane if you prefer. With a gas hose connected, make sure that the gas hose that you use is within date. Both sides connected onto this regulator just inside here. Tighten it up nice and tight using a spanner, and then twist the gas in the positive direction. That will then begin to feed gas through. Now first, what you want to do when you initially get onto site is level the caravan using your jockey wheel, and then come down to all four corner steadies, 2 at the front, 2 at the back, and use your leg winder to push the legs down. Now you can also buy yourself a 19mm drill bit and attach that to a power drill to make it go down, just so it's a touch faster. That's completely up to you though. Now don't attempt to jack up or level the caravan using your legs. They are simply used for stabilisation. So just here, this is your flue. Your flue is used to get clean air in and out of your boiler. Now you don't have to do anything with this except make sure it's nice, clean and tidy. Just next to it, you've got your insert for your water pump. Water pump connects into this part here, and then it's just a case of it working on a trigger system. I'll show you the water pump inside with a few tips that you'll need. Just next to it, you've got your battery locker. Battery is connected just here, then your mains connection just here. You also have a little insert where you can lock up here and still have the wire plugged in. Motor mover, we will go over on the day of collection. Then at the back here, we've got a few capacities to do with waste. At the bottom here, you've got 2 points, and that is where your wastewater will come out of. You'll need a 28.5mm waste pipe to feed into a waste master. Just here, this is where you'll fill up for your flush capacity for your toilet. It can hold around 10 litres of water. You can also add a little bit of pink chemical which works as a bleach without being corrosive, and just make sure you don't travel with that full. Below, you've got your cassette toilet. To remove your cassette toilet, once it's full, you press up on this orange handle and pull it towards you. This orange handle can also extend out just there and turn into a little bit of a suitcase. So just showed marginally there. Then once you've got your cassette to your empty point on site, twist that orange head to the side, open up that cap. You want to tilt, and at the same time as tilting, continually pressing that vent button, and that will get rid of all of your waste. Now what I'd recommend is after, open up that cap there, twist that to the side so it opens up the cassette toilet. Fill in some fresh water, give it a bit of a swill out, and again tilt and vent. Now, on this cap here, you have measurements in both imperial and metric, and that is for your blue chemical. Blue chemical goes into here, fill up your desired amount, twist that onto the head, put it back to the central position, and you want to push this back so that that orange handle sits behind those white teeth. Now you don't want to travel with either of these two full, so to fully empty this capacity up here, you have a little bong just here. Open that up and we'll drain out any remaining water. Just here you have your main control board. So this is what essentially operates everything inside the caravan. You've got your on and off button just here, shows mains coming into the caravan. You can also view the levels of either the leisure battery or the vehicle battery, whatever you're plugged into, by pressing in on that button, which shows 14 volts is currently coming in to the caravan. Now that isn't from the leisure battery, that is from the mains capacity. You can also press in and it will also show it the same thing. You have lighting just here, so press in Lights turn on, lights turn off there. Then you have awning light. Press that in, go outside, and you can see awning light comes on. Turn that off, and then you have the water pump button. Press that in and make sure your yellow valve is in the correct position. Come over to your sink, open up your sink on both hot and cold, and what you're looking for is a nice steady continuous stream. If it is a case that it would cough and splutter, go outside and make sure that the strainer is set at the bottom of the barrel. This here is the water pump I was on about beforehand. Water pump connects in outside by just pressing in. To remove it, you press in on the trigger and it pulls it out. You have a plastic cap here to go over the top of the Akrol, and that is your strainer there, which, as I just said, has to sit at the bottom of the barrel. They do have a little bit of a tendency to curl up, so just straighten it out before use, or get some PVC pipe, wrap it around the end so it's nice and straight. But in summary, water pump button, awning light, levels and lights. Underneath your right hand side seat you have this here. This opens up and exposes your boiler. Boiler's just sat underneath there. You have these blue leads leading to this yellow switch valve. That is where the water will come through. Now, the valve is currently in the vertical position, meaning any water inside the system is being drained out. We are going to keep that in the vertical position for you when you do collect, so just switch it over to the horizontal before using. It can be horizontal either way. What I would recommend though is have that up permanently between November to March, especially if you're not using the caravan, just so none of your pipes burst and freeze, or freeze and burst. If you haven't used the caravan in a little bit of time, I would say just wait 2 minutes before running the water, just to allow the water to run through. You've got your brain box for your motor mover just here, your battery charger, and then you've got both your trips and your fuses just here. And you can see here as well, charger and heated and hot water button, both ignited, both operating. If you need some more information on your trips and fuses, pull this down and you've got loads there. Now for your Alder panel, this is the home screen. It shows the internal temperature of the caravan. You've got your on and off button here, and you've got menu. Press in on menu and it will come to this screen. This top row with the thermometer within the house, that is for the internal temperature of the caravan that you desire. It's currently set to 17.5. It will reach that temperature and stay at that temperature. Goes up using a touchscreen, 0.5s, and the same for going down. You then have the shower icon. The shower icon can go mid or full. On the bar, mid will get the water temperature to around about 40 degrees, and if you get it to full, that will boost the temperature for 15 minutes to get the water to around about 60 degrees and then drop it back down to that mid position. So that is ideal if you're wanting to use the shower or something like that. You then have your energy source. So this is what is used to heat the water and the caravan itself. So you can either use strictly gas by pressing in just here, or strictly mains with 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts of capacity. Now do be aware, I do apologise that I'm shaking. Some sites do not have 3 kilowatt capacity, especially if there's lots of people, so do check with the site beforehand. If you want to use a mixture, you just press in on both, so you can either have mixture with 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts. So turn that off for now. Then you've got some additional settings here as well. Screen brightness, sound, language, a few other bits there as well. But overall, very easy system to use. First row, internal temperature. Second row, water heat. Third and fourth row are for your energy sources, and then settings. Then to turn this off, press in just here, turns itself off. Then we've got your fridge operation. So to turn your fridge on, you press and hold in on this button just here. It will flash up and go to its most recent memory, so that being gas. Now for gas, it will begin to gradually tick in, and then once it's finished ticking in, that means that the fridge is lit on gas. To change what source you want to use, you press this mode button, flick it over to mains. Press it again, it'll flick to auto. Auto chooses what the fridge thinks is the best power source to use. You can also open up the fridge here and see that everything is nice and lit. Press it again, it's going to go over to car battery. Now for car battery, because there's not currently one plugged in, it isn't going to work and it's going to come up with a hazard. So press that, it begins to flash up and beep at you until you change it over to a different mode. So just be aware, choose the correct source. And then you could also change the amount of power coming into the caravan. So 1 being the lowest, 5 being the highest. 5 will chill it the quickest. It's just on the amount of power to use. Now it does take around 4 hours for the fridge to fully chill. And just here we have your toilet operation. Pressing on the top button, which is your motor to push around the water, and you can hear that motor whir there. Then to release any of the waste that you've put in there, press away on this handle, opens up the cassette to down below, will drop anything that you have into the cassette toilet, pull it back whilst travelling, because otherwise that catch is going to be open and you can't remove the cassette toilet. But overall, very simple to use.